Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week, so I would love it if you would take a minute and click that subscribe button if that is the sort of thing you are interested in. Today's video is going to be my budget results for the second paycheck in the month of February. I wrote this budget out with you all last week. If you missed that and would like to see kind of my thought process behind where I came up with these numbers, I will link that video up in a card. Go back and watch it before coming back to see how closely I stuck to that budget. So we are going to go over all of my transactions for the week. We're going to take a look at my cash envelopes, and we're going to see how I was able to stick to this budget. If I was over budget, if I was under budget, and if we have any money left over to go towards an extra debt payment. So I wrote out this budget in this beautiful pink color for, February, Valentine's Day. So if we are under budget, I'm going to be writing in my actual totals with that same beautiful pink color. But if we're over budget, I'm going to write in a different color so that I can very easily glance at my budget and see where I was over budget. And so I'm going to write anything over budget in this really beautiful purple color. So I have my budget by paycheck workbook pages here. This is where I've written out my budget. I have the printable version of the workbook, so I'm able to print the pages that I need and then bind them. I use a Happy Planner disc bound system, and I use an arc punch to punch my pages. I get questions about that all the time, so I thought I would do that really quickly. I have them put into sort of a Franken planner. This is a Happy Planner disc bound system, like I said, but in here I don't necessarily keep Happy Planner pages. I have printables and things that I have printed and punched, and it's a really great system. It works out really well for me. I have a video where I set up my Franken planner for my budget for February, so I will link that in a card above as well. And now that we have run down all of my old videos, let's get into this new one. Okay, so in addition to my budget by paycheck workbook, I have a second planner where I keep track of all of my transactions using a color coding sticker system. I have that here. This is the Erin Condren monthly planner. I have it decorated with stickers from Caffeinated Kate, and the transaction stickers that I use, I make myself just using my silhouette portrait. And each of my categories has a specific color. When I spend in that category, I write the amount down on that color-coded sticker, and I stick it down on the day that we did the spending. The spending we are looking at this week is from February 9th, when my husband got paid. That's what that little dollar thing indicates, through the 15th. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of transactions to track. I didn't do a ton of spending this week, which is not the norm for me. Typically, I spend a lot, but we just didn't get out much this week. There wasn't a lot that we needed. Plus, I didn't put my groceries in here because I took my grocery money out of a different income source that I did not track. It didn't come out of this paycheck. So I didn't need to put those in, and those were really the only other transactions that I had this week. So this should go relatively quickly in terms of the transaction tracking. So first up, I have DTE. This is something you're not able to see unless I zoom in. So let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, so DTE is my electric bill. We are on a budget plan with DTE, so I always know exactly how much that bill is going to cost, so this is always right on the money. I budgeted $212. You can see I track my bills in this blue color. My key shows you right there that blue is bills. And for DTE, I did indeed pay $212, so that was just as anticipated. So I will write that $212 in under the actual category. And then the only other bill we had this week was Michigan Gas, which is also on a budget program. So I knew exactly what it was going to be. $40 is what I budgeted. $40 is what I spent. Both of those bills have been paid and have cleared my account, so that's all set and situated, and that's just as expected. So I don't even need to pull out my calculator. I budgeted $252, and that's exactly what I spent. So that's good news. Next, we're going to move on to cash envelopes. So if you are not familiar with the way that I budget, I pull out money in cash to be spent throughout the week. That's what goes into my cash envelopes. This is all money that I budget at the start of the week and anticipate spending throughout the week. If at the end of the week I have not spent it, typically that money will go towards an extra debt payment. And I can tell you guys, I did not do very much spending in this cash envelope category this week, so we should have quite a hefty extra debt payment to make this week. So you can see that for my transaction log here, I literally only paid bills and then I wrote in my debt snowball payment, and there were no other transactions for the week. So I didn't do any spending in any of my cash categories that I keep in my wallet. This is my wallet. It is a Conscious wallet. It is an all-in-one budgeting system that you can get on Amazon. I have it linked down below. It comes with the wallet, a nice strap, and then it also comes with plastic cash envelopes that you can hook onto this ring-bound system that is in the wallet. Not these, however. These I bought separately. These come from Life in Envelopes. The ones that come with the wallet are a little bit of a different style. I prefer this style, so this is what I purchased to use with this wallet. But if you were looking for a really great cash wallet system that's kind of all-encompassing and has everything you need to get started, definitely recommend Conscious Wallet. Check them out down below. So these are my cash envelope categories. I stuffed these at the start of the week in my cash envelope stuffing video. It's another one I can link above for you if you missed it. And I stuffed them, like I said, with the anticipation that this was money I was going to spend throughout the week. I do save money in cash as well under my sinking funds category, which we'll talk about here shortly, but right now we're just focused on the cash envelopes. So the first of the cash envelopes that we stuffed last week was my husband's. And actually, I say it's a cash envelope, but it's not really. I just take the cash and give it to him and he sticks it in his wallet. This is his spending money to do whatever he wants with it. I give it to him at the start of the week and I never see it again. I don't know what he does with his money. This is how we do the budget. That way he is in charge of his own spending. He told me long ago when we first started budgeting how much he needed to get through the week. And so that's what I give him at the start of the week. And if he has any money left over, he just rolls it over into the next week. So I budgeted $40. I handed that to him and I don't expect to ever see it again. Next up is my spending money. So just like him, he gets $40 at the start of every week. I get $40 at the start of every week. And again, I can use that for whatever I want. I can buy myself something nice with it. I can donate it if I want. I can, throw it out the window, as I always say, if that's what I choose to do with it. That's my money. What I chose to do with it this week was just let it continue to sit in my envelope. I did not spend any of my money this week, so I stuffed that $40 at the start of the week, and it's still there now. So I'm going to take this money out of the envelope. I always like to empty my envelopes at the end of every week before I stuff them again with a new start for the next week. So this money, since it did not get spent, is going to be set off to the side. And once we've kind of completed this cash envelope system, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this. So that $40 will set off to the side. How much did I spend? $0. And we're still writing in pink because we're still under budget. Next up is eating out. So if you watched my February goals video, you would know that it was my hope to not eat out at all in the month of February. I even printed out a super cute little chart to keep track of my no eating out days. And I am woefully behind on updating this. I need to color in all of the days that we did not eat out. Today is the 15th, so I have quite a few of these little pizzas to fill in because we have not eaten out at all in February, and I am so proud of that. This super cute chart, by the way, is from my friend Chrissy over at The Mom Life. She sells these on her website, themomlife.biz, so she has the no eating out ones. She also has a ton of other super cute, like colorful or color in trackers to keep track of your various budgeting goals. I highly recommend her stuff. It's super cute. Check her out. I'll link it below. But we have not eaten out at all. So I'm very, very proud of that. And my budget reflects that, if I can get back to it. There we go. So even though I had made a plan not to eat out in February, I was still budgeting for it just in case, because we can plan and God laughs, right? That's the saying, like, you can plan all you want, but sometimes things come up. And I did not want us to be in a situation where we were out and about and we had to eat out because we had no other option and we didn't have the money and therefore would have to swipe a debit card. So I've still been filling that envelope every week. And luckily, I have not needed to use it. So our eating out envelope is here. We budgeted $25, so we should still have $25. And indeed we do. So again, that's going to go off to the side. And we spent $0 in eating out this week. Next up is gas. For gas, I budgeted $40. We did not have to fill up this week, so again, I spent nothing. So this gasoline envelope should still have a full $40 in it. And indeed it does. So lots and lots of cash left over this week, which is exciting. Alright, that takes care of gas. Our last category is miscellaneous. I put $25 in at the start of this week. And it's still there, $25. So we spent nothing there as well. Can you guys believe it? No spending this week to speak of. I cannot believe it. So we should have, let's see, 170 minus 40. Should have $130 left over because we only spent 40 of that. So let me count this up and see if that's what we have. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 125, 130. So we have $130 left over. Now I could send all of this to an extra debt payment and that would be amazing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do things a little bit different this week. Some of this is going to go for an extra debt payment, but we have a lot left over here and there's a lot I could do with this. So for my personal spending money, I had $40. I got some comments on my video last week where people were asking me why, if I have my leftover spending money, don't I put it towards something I've been saving for. I really want a Nintendo Switch. I've been talking about it on my channel for the last couple of weeks. And someone said, you should just take that extra spending money since it's yours and it's already allocated. If you're not spending it on something, you should stick it in your Switch fund. And I thought that was a good idea. I had responded to that comment and I told her that that's likely what I will do after I pay off the credit card we're working on right now. We're currently working on a Discover card and its interest-free period is actually due to expire next month in March. So we are trying really hard to pay that credit card off before the interest kicks in. So if we had not had that credit card that we need to get paid off really quickly, this full $40 would go into my savings for my Switch because I think that's a great idea. As it is though, we are in a pretty big hurry to get that card paid off. So this full $40 is going to go towards an extra debt payment. So that's going to go here. Next, we had eating out. That was $25. Again, this is gonna go right towards that extra debt payment. That's really important to me. That was one of the reasons why I had chosen not to eat out this month, in a hope that we could make a full extra $100 at the end of the month towards that credit card. So that's gonna go there as well. For gas though, gas prices have been eking up really quickly. Like it wasn't a slow transition. We went from under $2 a gallon to $2.50 a gallon in like a weekend. So I have a sinking fund in my accordion folder where I keep my sinking funds here for gas. And I've had about $165 in that gas sinking fund for quite some time. And this is just to use in a scenario where we budget our $40 for the week, we use it, and we need more gas. Gas, in my opinion, is a need, not a want. We can't just decide we're not going to drive to, you know, an appointment or to drive to my kid's school or whatever if we need to. That's something we have to do. So if I run out of gas money and I need gas, I'm going to have to put gas in my car. And so that is why I have this gas sinking fund. That way I have extra gas money should I need it. So my gas envelope here, this is my sinking fund envelope, currently has $165 in it. And $165 extra was fine when gas prices were under $2 a gallon, but now that they're going up, and they likely will continue to go up, I want to have a little bit more in this fund. So we had $40 left over from my gas fund. I'm going to send 20 of it to the extra debt, but 20 of it I'm going to stick into my gas sinking fund. So I'm going to update this card here. Today is February 15th. This is the way I do my sinking funds, by the way. I just write in the date. I write how much I added or subtracted, depending on if I'm putting money in or taking money out. In this case, we're adding $20, and that's going to bring it up to $185. So we're just going to start adding a little bit more money to this fund just so that we have it. And anytime that I add money or take money away from a sinking fund, I always count it up just to make sure that my math is right and that I added what I was supposed to add. So let's count this up. 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85. So I do have 185 in there. That's going to go back into the sinking fund folder, and I feel good knowing that I have bulked that gas sinking fund up a little bit. I will probably continue to add money in here until, I don't know, 200, maybe 250, just so that I can feel a little bit more secure in knowing that I have some extra gas money should I need it. Again, I am adding gas money to my cash envelope every single week. So we always start with $40, but if we ever have a scenario where we need more than that, I feel confident knowing we have some put away. So that takes care of that. And then lastly, we have miscellaneous. We had $25 left. That $25 is going to go towards this extra debt payment as well. So overall, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and $10 that's going to go for an extra debt payment. I'm going to stick that into my debt snowball envelope. What I do is I collect the cash throughout the month, and then at the end of the month I deposit that and make one big extra debt payment. So I already have money in there that I kept back from my cash envelopes last week, and now we're going to add 105 more, or 110 more rather, so that's exciting. So I'm going to leave myself a little note here, and I'm going to say that we put 110 to debt snowball and 20 to gas sinking fund. Someone asked me why, if that $110 is going to go towards debt, do I not put it in here as an extra debt payment? And that's because the payment hasn't been made yet. I don't like to do that until the money has officially been paid. So I just leave myself a little note here, and then at the end of the month when I make that payment, I will go back, or I will add that extra debt payment in that weekly bill tracker. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I have talked a lot and probably confused you all, so let's move on. Next up, we have our sinking funds. When I stuffed my cash envelopes, all of these sinking funds had that cash added to the funds, so this is all as budgeted, so I just need to go down the line and write that in. I did put 20 toward Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is now fully funded for 2021, so when that payment is due, I can make the payment. I don't have to worry about it. Car maintenance did get $20. Clothing got $20. Hard to write right here next to the discs. Campground did get $50. Christmas got $50. And Austin got $20. So that is, as expected, a total of $180. Okay, my battery just died, so I had to go and switch it out. So if the angle changed, that would be why. Moving on to extra debt. For the debt snowball, I budgeted $173. You all saw in my transaction log, I did send $173 to the debt snowball as expected. So that was that. No extra debt payments this week. As I said, we will have that $110 go towards extra debt, but not today. So typically under this extra debt section, I put anything that we had left over from this bills category. But since we budgeted that right down to the dollar, there was nothing extra to send towards an extra debt payment this week, so that's fine. We had a total of $173 in extra debt this week. And lastly, we have extra savings, and this was all as anticipated as well. So I did put 18 towards Savopoly, 5 towards the 52-week savings challenge, and 20 toward my Nintendo Switch for a total of 43. So that is it, my friends. We have a full-on pink page this week, which means we did not go over budget. In fact, we were drastically under budget with all of this cash. I'm very excited about that. My little transaction log here being so empty excites me. I need to get some no spend stickers to put in here because that's a huge accomplishment to not spend any money. And honestly, I don't anticipate we're going to have a ton of spending next week either, because we are due for like 16 inches of snow, and if we get that, we won't be leaving our house. So we'll definitely probably have a little bit more in groceries. I'm going to budget a little bit higher for my grocery budget for next week, so we can stock up on things and then hunker down and not leave. So that is it for my budget results video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please take a minute and give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. Leave me a comment down below and tell me how you did this week. If you were over or under budget, I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.